Okay, now, I mentioned last time that I gave you 3 or 4 different pieces to choose to select for your second conducting experience. We'll always conduct in the order of the sheet, so you'll know kind of when you're going to be up. I predict that this class we're going to do a lot of conducting. Okay, we're going to have a lot of cycles, maybe upwards to 10, in this, which has never happened before in the first semester class, which is fantastic. And it's a large class. We have 19, but I think we can probably make that happen. These guys are doing really, really well. Okay, great, and away we go. Thank you. And Aaron's going to be taking notes on the sheets, and I'll be commenting. And then I think for the second cycle, Aaron and I are going to switch. So I'm going to be taking detailed notes, and Aaron will be working with you as you conduct, so that you know what to expect. Okay, great.
Yeah, page 165.
Followed or something doesn't work right, stop. Just stop and start again. But Kat, I have to say, when you came up, your stance was absolutely textbook. Miss Green would have loved. Well, she wouldn't, but I loved what you did. Your tips were together, the palm was up, you're relaxed. It was just really good. What I would do is take a bigger breath and travel more. Travel more from the tip. That will help them to take a bigger breath and use more air as they play. Okay, let's try again. Very good. Been doing that as you practice your conducting, and that's fine. You can do that with your partner, but what I would rather have is your partner sing what you show. That's why I wanted you to be in partners. So have your partner sing what you show from now on. But here's the reason why counting is not good. Notebook. Here's the reason why counting is necessarily not good. If you count or if you sing as you conduct, when you're conducting other people who are actually singing or playing, the tendency is for you to listen to yourself louder than you are able to hear them. Now, it's a good rehearsal technique if you use it correctly. If you're rehearsing a small group and they can hear you singing, and your singing is helping them play in the way that you want them to play, then that works. But if you sing as you conduct, just because that's what you do, or you count out loud, that's going to make your players feel uncomfortable. And if you sing, it's ineffective. You're not going to hear the group very well, and they're not going to hear you. So I would call that an idiosyncrasy. Okay? That's something that you've practiced. And sometimes, all of your teachers tell you practice like you will perform, right? Which is correct. But there are certain things that we practice in a certain way that we're not going to perform that way. So what you have to do is leave that in the practice room, and when you're on the podium, use different techniques. But I would say probably 90% of what your teachers are teaching you, you can directly transfer to the podium. Especially the relaxation techniques, the Alexander technique, feeling balanced, no tension, all of these kind of techniques, which are great. Let's start the second phrase, okay? Now, let me stay up here and listen. Start the second phrase. Play what you see. Remember, you're gonna play what you see. You get the music memorized, yes? Yeah? It's not very difficult. Okay. All right. So play what you see. All right. Now this is what you're doing. Second phrase. To me, that sound is anemic. It needs something. Okay. This is what it needs. Now watch me and listen to them. Okay. And again. Intensity, right. Notebook. Impulse of will. Otherwise known as willpower. But Miss Green liked to call it impulse of will. Your impulse of will, as a conductor, needs to be greater than the entire ensemble's impulsive will combined. Part of that is just the experience that you will gain being a conductor, but also part of it is the rapport that you build with your ensemble over time. Okay? Good. Second phrase again. Thank you. Make sure that we're always getting the best possible sounds out of them. Second phrase. Okay, thank you. Yeah, and I really like the releases. Have you conducted before? No. That's really good. I mean, she's inherently good. I mean, it just comes naturally. It's very good. Any comments? Let's have a couple comments. Let's have maybe a couple comments from each student. I think we have time today. What I like to do is have comments from you to the students so that you learn from each other. Anybody have a comment? And what I like to do is when they raise their hand, call on them by name. Call on them by name. Okay.
I really like your posture.
Yeah, great.
Jordan.
We work on, at the ends of those phrases, you're kind of, like you're giving a 1, 2, and 3, and there's no note on 3, so that's a little confusing and unclear.
Right, so she could start the meld on 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Very good. And last one.
You look very smooth up there. It's very nice. The only thing I noticed is when you crescendoed, you were all the way up here, but then you tried to crescendo again. And if we're giving our best, which we weren't, then we shouldn't be able to do that.
Yeah, and economy of means. So move slower, like we did in the 2-4 versus the 5-4. The 2-4 we have to move quickly. In that exercise we did the 5-4, we have to move very slowly. Make sense?
Yes.
So you pace where the apex is to where the color that you want it to be. Otherwise, we need a trampoline and a parachute for your fortes. All right? Nice job. Thank you very much. Who's next?
Lindsay King and then Miranda Haynes.